Caitlin Canty, welcome back.
Thank you, Mike.
It's so good to see you again.
Me too.
And so much has changed since the last time I saw you. Let's see, you've become a parent, you got married, a tornado kind of wrecked your neighborhood, you moved to Vermont. Let's see, where do we start?
It's a lot of bullet point updates. Yeah.
Yes. Tell me how life has been since the last time I saw you.
Well, I no longer live in Nashville. We're up on a top of a mountain in southern Vermont. I have 2 little boys and brand new record. I think it's been a couple since I've seen you last. And it's, we've moved close to family, my brother's little ones, and my folks are nearby. So I'm entrenched in the world that I grew up in. So it's been good to come home and intentionally raise my kids in this idyllic land that I grew up in, hoping they can have the same happy life I started out with. Yeah,
it's I've never been to Vermont, but I'd love to go sometime. I hear it's a lovely place.
It's so beautiful. I love it.
So you were raised there, and then you moved to Nashville and lived there for a while. Mm-hmm. What was that like? What kind of a transition was that?
I was raised in town, moved to New York City for about a decade, which was a big difference. And then from there went to Nashville, and Nashville felt like such a neighborhood city. We lived in East Nashville, and it was so green and lush and like a jungle. It didn't feel like the concrete New York. And the attraction for me was music, of course, but like the pace, how people used their porches, used their downtime to actually make music. In New York, it was always a scheduled thing off in the distance. Like, I'll see you in 2 months and we'll hang for 5 minutes and maybe try to write a song,
I like
in
that.
Nashville, it felt like there was spontaneity because of the closeness of the proximity and the gentle winters. There's like snow for, one exciting day. You have to clear your car off and make a snowman that lasts 5 minutes.
You have no idea.
Yeah. So that was like very exotic to me, live way further south.
Yeah.
That's where I met my husband, and that's where we lived for, I think, about 8 years. So.
How long have you lived back in Vermont then?
It's fresh. It's very new.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people keep thinking we're driving all the way from Nashville, but we're driving all the way from Vermont on this tour, so not a big difference.
So your new record is out. It came out in October?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. Album number 5?
Yes.
Yeah. I understand you were like 8 months pregnant when you recorded these songs. How did that go?
Yeah, first and last time I'll be doing that. I was planning on actually coming out in your neck of the woods. I had a tour anchor ready to go, and I had to cancel it because I was due maybe a few weeks before. But instead, I had this urgency and a real true deadline to get this record done. I had songs after Quiet Flame that were burning a hole in my pocket. And I was talking to my friend Maya DeVitri, who's a brilliant songwriter, about this feeling when songs are like fully realized and they're still fresh enough. There's something you really want to capture then, if you can, on tape, instead of, they're going to change no matter what. So there was that urgency of those songs that were ready to go. There was the clear, I know what happens when a baby comes now. It's not my first time. And so I wanted to get it done. And it just ended up being that the band I wanted to work with, we pushed it right to the last like physical moment I could get behind a guitar.
Gotta go to the hospital.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like that close. It was just, it wouldn't have been comfortable to do it much longer. But it was such a beautiful time. Sam Kassir and I went to his studio in rural Maine. It's like a rambling farmhouse with all of the comforts of a rambling farmhouse, but also like pro gear and a guy who knows what he's doing and has done it a million times. He played on it, co-produced with me, mixed it. I mean, it was very much it was my first time working with Sam. I don't know how I could work without him now. He's such a great musician and thinker and about music. Yeah. Trying to capture something while it is alive and not push it too much into perfection. And the band, I had already, everybody I had asked for my first calls, and they were available. So it was Rich Hinman on pedal steel, who I used to tour duo with back in the day, and Ray Rizzo on drums, who I had played only one time with, but it was at a songwriting camp where I had just written High on a Lie, actually. And I was showing it to everybody. I was like, Ray, will you bang on some drums there for me? And he did this thing that made me feel like I need to make a record with him someday. And it was so different the way he interpreted the song. It felt so right.
A drum fill or something? Or?
Yes.
Wow.
It was just a duet with me and Ray on this fresh song I'd never played with anybody. And he reminded me a little bit of Billy Conway. There was Billy would listen to the lyrics so sharply, and his level of engagement was just, so you could do a duo song with him. Ray was, another magical beast like that. And then Jeremy Moses Curtis, can't make a record without him on bass.
No.
And he made Reckless Skyline with me. He was in that band, which was a record I made a little over a decade ago. And it was the one that kind of put me on the road. It sent me off on that direction. It really launched that. And then Matt Lorenz was also part of Reckless Skyline, and he sang backing vocals on this. And he's like, we're both Vermonters. We were like the same age and have the same little ones, and so it feels like he's my brother singing along in the same like mindset as me.
Right.
And Sam played some keys too.
So this record, while you were recording it, well, you've become a parent since this all happened. How did that affect the songs that you wrote for this record?
It changes so much. You'd mentioned the tornado and parenthood happened around the same time. In East Nashville, we had where we lived, that huge tornado that came in March 2020 just breathed on us. We were right on the edge of it. Our neighbors lost their roofs, and our neighbors one block up lost their entire house. And our front door used to have like a whole little pocket park in front of it, and that was just tinder and matchsticks. When you open up the door the morning after, it was like the reality that you're so accustomed to with your eyes, every day, your little nest in your home was just smashed to bits. And then the pandemic a few days later, and then becoming a parent a few months later. So all that stuff is like one event. I don't know which is about being a parent, which is about the rest. Is just like, what is life now? Yeah. There's a before and after, and I'm on the other side now. I don't know. I think I had either heard an interview with Josh Ritter or read something that he had been asked about becoming a parent, becoming a dad for the first time. And I remember it was a long time ago, and he had said it had sharpened his focus, his time. He had less free time, but it had enhanced the power in those minutes that he had. And I was like, yeah, right. Sure. Right. It's a nice way to think about it, but I think it's totally true.
Now you get it.
There's less of you can't spend time on something that doesn't really matter. It's like if a song is important, there's an urgency to get it down and get it done and get it out of that place where it goes, and then maybe sits in a notebook and isn't discovered for a long time until you get back to it. I can't do that. I don't have time for the little things that aren't as that good and aren't good enough to save and revisit. It's just like, if that's great, I'm going to chase it. So it has kind of laser focused the songs for me, I think, and sharpened that. And definitely put me in a different pair of shoes. Being a parent changes your view of the world, and that's exciting. I mean, it's a new world to live inside of.
Yeah.
And to watch little ones. My favorite part is watching little ones in their creativity and their relationship with the world and the wonder and everything. That's so important for any person, but especially for someone who is a creator as an adult, an artist as an adult. It's like you're still trying to keep that child part alive all the time, and you have to battle a lot of the world to keep that spark and everything alive. And so it's nice to have two little guides at my feet. Like when they approach a piano and they're just like full of so many beautiful things.
What are the ages?
5 and 1.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great ages.
Yes. I liked every age though. So.
Yeah. Well, gosh, see a tornado, a pandemic, moving to a whole new place, kids, marriage. a lot has happened since we've last
It's definitely
talked.
taken a beating on my touring.
Yeah.
It has not given, I haven't dropped the drum beat of writing and of
Good.
making records and, listening to music. It's just, that's why this tour we're on right now is so exciting for me. It's like being a kid again, first time. So,
Well, it's so glad to have you back in town. Good to
Thank
see you
you.
again, and congratulations on this record.
Thank you.
I would love it if you would play that guitar and do one more
Yes.
song for us. What do you
So,
think?
and the record's called Night Owl, Envies the Mourning Dove. And this song, actually, I'll play for you, is my mom is the voice of this song. This is her perspective. I can't take credit for her way of walking through the world.
This is her talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
You need to settle in. You built a colorful castle just to see it get knocked down by some mean kid who likes to hear the sound of breaking, feel the power in making nothing where something once stood strong. Don't worry about nothing, a new day keeps coming. Even the morning learned how to break. Now you got a blank page, you're holding a clean slate, just like the pavement after hard rain. Don't worry about nothing, a new day keeps coming round the bend. Those old trees got knocked down by that big storm. Now every time the wind blows, it takes one more. Now every time the wind blows, you run and shut the windows and lock every door. Don't worry about nothing, a new day keeps coming. Even the morning learned how to break. Now you got a clear view, a forest you can see through, clear to the dawning of a new day. Don't worry about nothing, new day keeps coming round the bend. Friends are speeding by so fast, and that ain't cheap gas, driving their dreams past your little home, while you're stacking green wood. And if things go like they should, you'll watch it dry out good and go up in smoke. Don't worry about nothing, new day keeps coming. Now there is nothing in your way. Hey, you got a blank page, you're holding a clean slate, just like black pavement after hard rain. Don't worry about nothing, our day is coming round the bend. For you, Mike.
Wow. That's it.
Thank you.
We're done. That was so good, man. You got me right to the heart. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was fun.
The Current is public media made possible thanks to member support.